Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today I am your judge, jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you the most powerful dragon in Ultra Premier Cup. Can someone please tell me why this? I mean, I get it. I played the game. I had a Goodra on my team, but why does why is the design so? Yeah, anyways, I don't judge Pokemon whatsoever. I'm actually a very, very nice person. 90% of the time. Anyways, as you see here, Goodra is a pure dragon type Pokemon. So lo and behold, Goodra actually, I knew it would be good just because it had good attack. It had a good attacks, good move pool, and it might be really good for Ultra League. Little did I discover, or rather, for when the data finally came out, Goodra is actually the most powerful dragon in all of Ultra Premier when it comes out. So as you see here, the reason why Goodra is so good is because it has a very balanced stat pool. It has high attack, its defense stamina. Its defense is actually pretty high. So because it has a high defense, its attack and stamina are pretty even too. It's a very good Pokemon. The reason being is because, like I said, its moveset, it has Dragon Breath. Basically, that's why. Dragon Breath is the most powerful fast move as far as sheer damage in the entire game, and when you combine it with a dragon and it gets the same type of attack bonus, it destroys a lot of things. Now, the good thing about Goodra is that it doesn't have that flying type that Dragonite carries, or the flying type that Altaria carries. So because of that, you aren't double weak to ice, and you don't get, so basically you are double weak to ice, and it's actually really interesting because as pure dragon types, as you see here, it resists all the elemental Pokemon attacks. As you see here, electric, fire, grass, and water, you do resist. You are still weak to ice and dragon and fairy. So it's not double weak to ice, which makes it actually really interesting. As you see here, Goodra's moveset actually is pretty interesting as well. It has Power Whip, so it could absolutely wipe out things like Swampert or the water types, and it actually has Muddy Water. For those of you that don't know, Muddy Water does actually, I believe it debuffs your attack, I think? Hold on, give me 5 seconds to, really know. Let's see, Muddy Water, Pokemon Go. Yes, I'm looking this up on Google real quick because I remember, I think it reduces, okay, so it has a 30% chance to decrease your opponent's attack by 1 stage. So it's not like Bubble Beam, but heck, you know what? If you do get jebaited by Muddy Water and you get debuffed, it kind of sucks. So it's basically like Moonblast before it got debuffed. So that's Muddy Water. But Goodra is insanely powerful. And like I said, in the Ultra Premier, it is the most powerful dragon in Ultra Premier Cup. So it's super strong. Like all the other dragons, it shares a very expensive Stardust for the second move in 75k. So it costs 75,000 for you to second move a Goodra. And it also, as you see here, it maxed out pretty high. Around level 29, I think level 25, so around level 25. So as you see here, Raid Catch with Weather Boost, it has a potential to get really, it's very, very powerful. We'll just see on the Matrix just how strong it is, and on the rankings, just how this really grotesque and slimy snail dragon really destroys Ultra Premier Cup as the most powerful dragon in Ultra Premier. Alright, as I always say, please consider contributing to pvpoke.com as you see here. So if we go to the rankings, as you see here, and we go into Ultra Premier Cup, as you see here, Goodra ranks at number 8. It beats out Dragonite and Altaria XL, as you see here, as the most powerful dragon in Ultra Premier Cup at number 8. So it actually breaks the top 10, which is pretty nuts. As you see here, Goodra does very well against all the elemental Pokemon. It actually beats Empoleon. So it beats Empoleon, it beats Swampert, Venusaur, Charizard, and even Dragonite. So this mon is insanely powerful, which is pretty nuts. Yeah, it's just crazy. Because Dragonite for the longest time has been Ultra Premier Cup's dominant, well, technically Kingdra as well, but Kingdra as a safe switch, you're mostly banking on the fact that you debuff with Octazooka. That's Kingdra's debuff. But as you see here, Dragonite is just an ally. Dragonite has been pretty much the king of dragons for the longest time, king or queen of dragons as far as Pokemon Go PvP. And as you see here, now it has been dethroned by slimy... You know, I can't get... I'm sorry. You know, it is the iconic. You know, you got Barney when it's shiny. And, like, if you've ever seen a Pokemon movie, Dragonite delivers your mail. They literally, like, fly at warp speed. And, like, when you go around the... They're in the movie. And then it delivers mail to Ash. And it's just really cool. And then later on in the series, Ash actually gets a Dragonite. If you're not caught to the anime like I am, like, it's really nuts just how powerful and... not just iconic and how popular Dragonite is. Unfortunately, in Ultra Premier Cup in Pokemon Go, you get beat up by a slug dragon thingy. Yeah. But as you see here, Goodra overall is insanely powerful. It's pretty nuts just how strong it is. As you see here, in the lead and the switch, actually in almost all positions, it's insane. It's really good. And the lead and switch, as you see here, it's just freaking nuts at how powerful it is. Also, I hope you like this new interface. Again, more justification to have you give it, like, go to pvpoke.com and, like, donate or, like, contribute. As you see here, a rank 1 is 0, 12, 12, so you do need one that has, like, 0 attack does matter. You can go a little higher on the level, but as you see, level 24 to 28. It has, the reason what really sells it is its defensive stats. So, as you see here, it's insanely powerful. You can use it as a lead, you can also use it as a switch. I would say in all positions it's really good, mostly leading with it, and it's definitely going to give the elemental leads a problem, and it's going to definitely shift the meta just because of how powerful it is. As you see here, Draco Meteor, your preferred moveset is Muddy Water and Power Whip. You have coverage with Power Whip, and then you get to spam and bait with Muddy Water. If you get the debuff on it, even though it's not like Kingdra where it's a -2, a -1 at 30% is still pretty huge, and 30% is still pretty high. Goodra in the lead, as you see here, Goodra lead is in the top 10, beating out, again, a lot of the elemental leads. Very powerful as far as rating, only losing to Primeape XL and, like, Abomasnow. And the switch, Goodra ranks at number 6, so it's even a powerful switch just because of your ability to beat out, again, the elemental leads and, of course, Dragonite. You do lose against Togekiss, and because you lose that flying type capability, some fighters can actually punch you in the face and punch you down. Also, Goodra, just like every other dragon on here, is very susceptible to other Dragon Breath users like Gyarados, as well as Dragon Breath Charizard. Goodra can beat Charizard if it has Fire Spin. If it has Dragon Breath, I believe Charizard can run through it, as you see here. So if we open up, you up against Dragon, as you see Charizard, this is the Fire Spin Charizard. If we give it Dragon Breath, I'm pretty sure Dragon Breath runs through. So even though it does have high defense, unfortunately, Dragon Breath Charizard or anything with Dragon Breath, that doesn't... The basic synopsis is because you take super effective damage and they don't for Dragon Breath, even though they're not a dragon type, you lose. It's pretty interesting, I know, but I didn't make the rules. It's Pokemon Go, okay? But as you see here, and the lead in the switch, Goodra is it's in its best positions. It doesn't do that bad. Oh wait, hold on. It doesn't do that bad as a closer as well. As you see, number 49. It still beats out very strongly the elemental leads, and basically anything that's really squishy, like Machamp, you can beat in a closer. You can also beat Kingdra in the closer too, so... Even Kingdra isn't safe from Goodra, and Goodra, you see here, is insanely powerful. Again, definitely worth getting a good one for Ultra League if you go after it, as it is, as you see, the most powerful dragon overall, and it is really good in all positions. It's insanely powerful, especially if you get the debuff with Muddy Water. You're going to hate this slug dragon thingy. Anyways, let's go to the Matrix. Alright, here is the favorite part, and probably the one that every one of you skip to as far as my video, just because the Matrix is probably the most important thing. If you do watch the rest of them, I really do appreciate you. But as you see here, we have Goodra, we have Muddy Water, we have, wait, why does it do Draco? Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I forgot to fix. Okay, so we got, the Power Whip is the recommended moveset, so you want to go Power Whip. There's no, well, you know what, here, we'll do this. So I put Goodra with Dragon Breath, Muddy Water, and Power Whip, as you see here. This is a rank 1, so I put a rank 1 right here. I also put one with default IVs, so here's a default IV one. As you see, there's not too much of a difference between levels, so you can have an attack one if you want to. But here's what we can do. So for Goodra, Your secondary move, I do recommend you have Muddy Water just to bait. If you do get the debuff at 30%, it's a chance. So if you do use it, you use it. If you don't, you don't. Me personally, I don't really rely on debuff mons that much, but you know what? It can happen. But we're going to do this. We're going to go Muddy Water, and then we go... what I'm going to do is I'll give you Power Whip, and I'll also give you Sludge Wave. I think Sludge Wave is really interesting because if you do Sludge Wave a Charmer, because remember, Goodra is a pure Dragon type. Pure Dragon types are weak against Charmers. Guess what destroys Charmers? Poison. So if you barf all over over Fairy typing with a Sludge Wave, 9 times you'll probably KO it. So I do want to see that as well. Let's see which one actually, like, you could probably, like, Power Whip, yes, just because with Power Whip, you can take out, you could pretty much, I'm pretty sure you'll still one-shot a Swampert, but let's just see how Sludge Wave also operates. I have the 2 shield, I have the Premier Cup meta to the right, and we hit battle, and this is what you get. So as you see here, Goodra is incredibly powerful as a lead. Obviously, you're still going to die to Ice Pokemon and, of course, Charmers. But these ratings are nuts. Remember, as we looked at before, you do lose against Charizard with Dragon Breath. But you do beat the Fire Spin one. You beat Ampharos, you beat Blaziken, you also beat Charizard. That's another notable thing. I totally forgot about this. So because you don't have the flying typing, electric types don't do neutral damage to you. So Ampharos isn't as threatening. You actually resist Ampharos' thunder. Like, yeah, you actually resist electric types. So Ampharos, unlike Dragonite, you do resist Volt Switch and Thunder Punch. You don't resist Focus Blast. So just make sure you shield the Focus Blast, okay? It's 5 Volt Switches to a Focus Blast. Remember that. 5 Volt Switches. If they hit 5, you might die. Actually, I think it's 6. Yeah, I think my math is off. I think it's either 5 or 6. But yeah, just be careful. Okay, but as you see here, anything with ice-type moves, like Drifblim can also give you a problem. Excavalier can also just punch you down, or just, well, it's not really punch you, it's because it resists Dragon Breath, so things that resist Dragon Breath can also give you a hard time, as well as things that are weak against. But here's the big plus. As you see here in the 2 shield, you defeat Dragonite. So Dragonite actually gets, like, trucked by Kingdra. Or not Goodra, not Kingdra. My point going to is next. You beat Empoleon, you beat Shadow Dragonite, you also beat Gallade in the 2 shield, as well as the Shadow version. You beat Galvantula, and then you beat Galvantula, you beat XL Galvantula. I'm pretty sure you beat the XL as well. That's a pretty high rating. Well, it's because you resist electric type, so your Volt Switches are resisted. So you can just, you do so much. It's really stunning just how not having that blind type actually matters. Now, as you see here, even with good IVs, you will barely lose against Kingdra. So as you see here, their IVs do matter when it comes to Kingdra, and I think one Dragon... Okay, so 1 turn of difference can flip the Kingdra matchup. Let's see here. Okay, so Octazooka, this is with the debuff. So if we sandbox and we don't give it the debuff, what happens? It's a simultaneous KO. Oh, that's interesting. So just keep in mind, if you are in the 2 shield... Well, there's actually a way you... There might be a... Yeah, this is a very interesting match. Because the thing about this is one of you... If you get an extra Dragon Breath through here... So, for example, if you get an extra Dragon Breath through, I think you can flip this matchup. But it's really dangerous because if they debuff you, you lose... Like, that's actually very interesting. So, if you get debuffed, you win. Or if you get a charge move through, what if you debuff with Muddy Water? Yeah, I know I sound really choppy right now, guys, but this is just very interesting. No, you'll still die just because it's 1 HP. But just keep in mind that if you do happen to... What if you don't? What if you just, instead of firing Muddy Water, what if you Dragon Breath? Okay, so it's a simultaneous knockout. So make sure you just... So there is a way you could take back Switch. If you do see Kingdra, this is the key matchup I want to highlight because, oh, you beat Dragonite, what about Kingdra? With Kingdra, if it doesn't debuff you, you will simultaneously knock each other out. If you can get a Dragon Breath through their charge move, because they're going to fire Octazooka. So if you do happen to get a Dragon Breath through their move, you can squeeze out the matchup. So getting an extra Dragon Breath or an IVs in general can get one through. However, keep in mind that this assumes that you have a... If they have a rank 1, Kingdra wins. So this is also an IV... It's also IV dependent, so if you don't have a rank 1 Goodra, rank 1 might actually matter. Because with rank 1 Goodra, you can beat out Kingdra if you get a Dragon Breath through or force a simultaneous knockout. So it's a very interesting matchup when you have Kingdra versus Goodra. You beat out Lapras. Wait, what? You beat out Wait, what? Huh? Oh, you could beat out Lapras, but I don't think it's going to shield Muddy Water. Yeah, I don't think it'll... Actually, yeah, I don't think it'll shield Muddy Water. Because Lapras can just tank your Muddy... Oh, but you resist Surf. That's right. This is a very interesting matchup. Okay, so this is worth looking into as well. So if you do Muddy Water, assuming your opponent... What if your opponent... If your opponent does... Well, if they eat a power... They have to eat a Power Whip for you to win. This is a very iffy matchup. I wouldn't bank on it. Yes, you can beat Kingdra, but I mean Lapras, but you have to double bait. So I'd be careful of the Lapras matchup. You could... Machamp doesn't punch your face through... Punch a hole... Well, actually, Machamp does punch a hole through your face. Basically, it looks like fighters actually do melt you. You beat Magnezone by the sheer virtue that you do resist Wild Charge as well as Spark. Looks like you could beat Alolan Muck. You also beat Poliwrath with high IV. So it looks like there... Is this a break point or a bulk point? Okay, oh wait, no, it doesn't. It looks like the extra HP. So it looks like there is the extra HP you get from a rank 1 allows you to flip from Poliwrath in the 2 shield. You will lose against Steel typing, so you'll lose against Scizor and Skarmory just because they do resist your Dragon Breath, so just keep that in mind. But you also beat Slowbro, Snorlax, both versions actually pretty comfortably. Of course, you'll wipe out Swampert, both of them. You do lose against Talonflame, so it looks like Talonflame at level 50 can just burn through you, can just like run through you, or just like, well, can you... That's actually here. Let's take a look at it real quick, because I'm pretty sure the reason why it's because Muddy Water. Ironically, Talonflame is weak to Muddy Water, so let's see here. If you can eat a flame. Can you eat a... Okay, so you can eat the flame. What if you don't shield the flame charge? If you shield the area... So, can you flip it? Yeah, so it looks like you can win. Ooh, 69.5. That is a very impressive number. But as you see here, you can actually beat Talonflame as long as you shield the Brave Bird. So, as long as you shield Brave Bird, you should be okay. If you get the debuff, even better. Because they kind of have... They kind of have to shield your Muddy Waters. Because Muddy Water still does a decent chunk of damage. So... Yeah, even though Muddy Water is resisted, as you see here, Muddy Water can still do a decent chunk, doing at 39 damage. So it's about a quarter, but again, if you get the debuff, it's even better. So as long as you shield that Brave Bird, you're okay. It looks like you can beat Toxicroak. I'm not sure why it's... Does the Dragon Breath damage actually matter in this sense? I think there is some like little IV thing that might go through. Let's see, Goodra... No, Goodra wins the 2 shield, so you can win the 2 shield just straight Muddy Water. So, that's pretty nuts. But you barely would be very careful, because if they get a counter through a move on the 2 shield, you will lose against Toxicroak. But as you see, Toxicroak does fall to Goodra in the 2 shield. You also beat Umbreon XL. Well, I think that's just a regular Umbreon. Is this Umbreon XL? I believe this is Umbreon XL. Let's see. Yeah, this is Umbreon XL. So Goodra actually beats Umbreon XL in the 2 shield straight Muddy Water. Well, you have to line a Power Whip, but that's still pretty good. Wait, hold on. What if you don't debuff? I think that's like, this is just, as you see here, Muddy Water is getting debuff. If you don't debuff with Muddy Water, Goodra still wins. So you don't have to debuff Muddy Water, you just have to line a Power Whip. So if you line a Power Whip, you can straight Muddy Water your opponent to death. So that's pretty huge. Being able to beat out XL Umbreon, it beats out Toxicroak, so it can beat out XL Toxicroak. Beats XL Galvantula. Doesn't beat Drifblim just because of Icy Wind, but man, you beat a lot of things. Of course, you're gonna lose Charmers, but dang, like based on all this data, Goodra's really freaking good. So I did a lot of analysis in the 2 shield. Again, the lead in the switch is Goodra's best position, but I gave you a lot of like tips and tricks on Goodra. In the 1 shield, let's see if it gets a little dicey. In the 1 shield, let's see, you still lose against Obama, so you're still gonna lose against Drifblim. Do you flip anything in the 1 shield that could possibly give you the W? So it looks like with Sludge Wave. So it looks like if you could bait. Okay, that's that's baiting with Power Whip. Oh wait, no. If you bait, so you could. Wow, so you could beat Gallade straight Muddy Water. So you beat Gallade, I'm assuming both versions of Gallade, straight Muddy Water. You could also beat Galvantula in the 1 shield. So it looks like you beat Galvantula in the 1 shield. What if you shield Discharge? Okay, so if you don't shield the Discharge... Okay, so if you don't shield the Lunge... It looks like it barely wins. So if you... What if you just go Muddy Water? Because this is firing off Power Up. What if you just go straight Muddy Water? Do you win? Yes, so you can beat Galvantula straight Muddy Water. That's nuts. You could beat, like... This is, like... Goodra's like an anti-XL Pokemon for Ultra Premier. It's pretty nuts. You lose against Gengar just because of the sheer pressure it has. You can beat Kingdra in the 1 shield if you have a good IV one. So it was implore you to have a rank 1. If you have a rank 1, it looks like you are able to beat Kingdra. See, break or bulk points. No break or specific break or bulk point, really. It's just the extra... Yeah, so it looks like the no real break or bulk points. It's just the extra HP you get from being a rank 1. That's what matters. So that extra level does matter. You beat Lapras in the 1 shield. As long as it's not an Ice Beam, Lapras don't get Ice Beamed. But it looks like things can nuke you down. So things like Machamp still beat you. Magnezone can Wild Charge you to death. Lola Muck does beat you in the 1. So in the 1 shield, Goodra starts losing a lot of matchups and its effectiveness. I guess that's why it rates highest as a lead or switch. Because with 2 shields, it's a beast. 1 shield, it can still run through a lot of things. But you drop off a lot of key matchups like Umbreon. I think you can still beat Talonflame, straight Muddy Water. But you still beat a lot of things, so the 1 shield is not that bad. Like, again, like, you will get countered down, you will lose against Charmers, and generally you will lose against things that, like, Dragon Breath as well as Ice types. Because as you see here, that's why Obama Snow destroys you, because you're pure Dragon. In the Zeros, let's see, in the Zeros is its weakest position, still pretty high. In the Zeros is where you'll start losing because it doesn't have Dragon Claw or anything like that. So try to avoid the Zeros. As you see, that's a lot of red. You still beat, like, all the elemental Pokemon as in Ampharos, Charizard. As long as it's not Dragon Breath, Exeggutor, etc. But you will start losing against a lot of things because you don't have any shield. You could beat Magnezone in the Zeros. It looks like you could beat Machamp, Lapras, etc. So there's still a lot of things you could beat. It doesn't look like Sludge Wave gives you too much of an advantage. However... Actually, it does. So in the Zeros, you could beat Togekiss. Yep, in the Zeros, you could Sludge Wave. So 1 Sludge Wave will wipe up with some chip damage, will wipe out a Togekiss. So Sludge Wave might not be a bad idea, because with Sludge Wave, you could beat that. And let's see, it looks like you lose against Clefable, but... Let's take a look real quick. Yep. Okay, so Clefable XL can actually live Sludge Wave, but Togekiss does not. It's still worth it to have this coverage, though, in my opinion, because if you hit a Sludge Wave, you still do 124 points of damage. So it's not like you can't KO it. If you have chip damage on Clefable, you possibly can KO it at a certain range with Sludge Wave. So you can include Sludge Wave and then finish off Clefable with it. So there is justification to use Sludge Wave. Power Whip, I see the only thing really used for Power Whip is kind of like, you know, the extra chip damage you get for some matchups that I mentioned before. And, of course, being able to wipe out the ever-popular Swampert. And the 1 shield, if you do have shield advantage in the 1s, as you see in the 0 to 1s... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's switch it over here. So if we're in the 0 to 1s, pretty sure Goodra just beasts through everything. Oh, and the 0... Okay, so this is what makes it interesting. As you see here, if you do have shields, you can actually wipe out an Obama Stone. So with Sludge Wave, you actually cover some of your opponent's Pokemon. With a Sludge Wave, you do 124 damage, so with chip damage, you can take out Obama Stone. So it's pretty nuts. Sludge Wave does have merit to be used, and it looks like with a shield, you can even take out Drifblim. So, there's a lot of merit to playing... Wow. Okay, so you win straight Power Whip against Drifblim. Can you just win straight... I'm assuming you can win straight Muddy Water as well, as long as you have shield advantage. Oh, so it does win. Okay, so you need to... If you land... How about if you landed... So Power Whip is necessary against a Drifblim. What if you apply the debuff? Okay, so it still wins. So it looks like in the 1 to 0s, you need to Power Whip Drip. If you don't Power Whip, you lose against Drifblim. Drifblim XL can't, like, I mean, if you're gonna use Goodra, you need coverage against Drifblim XL anyway, so I don't foresee you really using Drifblim that or like, you'll have something else that will possibly kill Drifblim. As you see here, you beat Dragonites, you beat Gallade, you wipe out a lot of the meta, except for, looks like Obstagoon, Skarmory, anything that basically resistant, and of course, Togekiss. However... If you have Sludge Wave, you could take out Togekiss, and you could take out Togekiss, and you take out Obama Snow, and you can take out Clefable with chip damage. So Sludge Wave has merit. In the 2 to 0s, anything with the 2 to 0s is a beast. I'm pretty sure Goodra beats everything in 2 to 0s except for Charmers. And it does. As long as you are not seeing a Clefable or a Togekiss, you can win the 2 shield. You also beat, yeah, it looks like you can beat Straight Muddy Water too, or with Power Whip. So you have cover, you have options, but Goodra's a freaking beast. In the 2 to 1s, the last thing we will analyze, as you see here, Goodra still does very, very well. With shield advantage, I'm pretty sure you can possibly take out some of your Weaknesses, yes, you can take out Skarmory. You can also take out let's see, you could take out Scizor, and you can also take out Skarmory. So you beat some steel typings if you're in the 2-to-1s. So Goodra in the switch or the lead is just an absolute destroyer. As you see here, you beat a lot of Pokemon, and with Shield Advantage, it looks like you cover a lot of weaknesses. Of course, you always want to watch out for those ice types, those fairies, and of course other fellow dragon types, but you can beat them in certain scenarios. Hopefully I elaborated the dragon type matchups enough to where you are pretty confident, or you have an idea or know what to do against other Dragon Breath users. Because like I said, the general synopsis with Goodra is that if you have shields, or if you're weak against it, if it resists your Dragon Breath, you'll probably lose against it. You'll against Charmers and Ice types as well. If it's Dragon Breath on Dragon Breath action, you will probably lose against like Charizard, Gyarados, but you can beat Dragonite and Kingdra, which is huge. So, yes. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, Goodra is a beast. Hopefully, enough of the analysis I did here really helps you out and inspires you to get a good Goodra for PvP, because it's been a while since we've had a dragon other than Kingdra or Dragonite really have the reign of Ultra Premier. Like, it's nice to see something else besides the two that I mentioned before in Ultra Premier Cup. Of course, the king of Ghost Dragon still reigns supreme as far as Giratina Origins for Open Ultra League, but it's nice to see, like I said, the Ultra Premier, there's some little bit of change. Goodra is extremely powerful, and hopefully you get a good one for Ultra League in general, or Ultra Premier in the upcoming event that's coming soon for Goodra's release. If you would please do so, please consider liking and subscribing on this video. Really does help me out. Subscribing is free, and I will give you the latest and greatest information as soon as I can provide it, especially for this Kingdra update. Goodra was recently updated on the PvPoke.com rankings, and it's really exciting to see just how powerful it is. Again, for the movesets, you can use Sludge Wave. And just remember, if you do manage to get that debuff with Muddy Water, it's huge, especially if you bait with it. Nothing sucks more in the feeling that when you bait with a move like Muddy Water and then you get the debuff. But again, please consider liking and subscribing. Good luck on your guys' Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.